when we came on board as a board in 2019, right? 2019, yes, December. We had 4 cardinal goals, as a board, because we're tenured. We have 4-year tenure. We had 4 cardinal goals. The first one was to rebuild institutional framework, because we had a service where there was already a collapse, almost a comatose collapse of the institution. So it was very important for us that we rebuild that framework and hand over tax administration to the tax administrators, because we had a situation where consultants had hijacked, tax administration process. So that was very important for us. The second cardinal goal was to collaborate with our stakeholders. We realized that we didn't operate in a vacuum, and it was really important for us, to have that collaboration, with our various stakeholders. The third one was to build, a customer-centric institution that recognizes that the taxpayer is at the core of everything we do. So we had a very listening ear. We wanted to promote public trust. So a lot of the things that we are trying to do as a board was to ensure that there's that conversation between us and the taxpayer, and the taxpayer is really indeed viewed as the king. The final one, and I think that's also one of the biggest reasons why we're here today, is to have a data-centric organization, because we wanted to have an organization where data was at the core of everything we did, whether we were making decisions, whether we were having new taxes, whether we were promoting, abolishing taxes, whatever we were going to do, even if we would up to some of the strategic things we did, we wanted data to be at the center of it. In terms of numbers, last year we did about $17 billion. It is the highest in terms of Naira terms. That was about 6.4 trillion. That's the highest in Naira terms since the establishment of FIRS. So that's really a record-breaking achievement for the country. Right now, we fund about 60% of the federation allocation that the federation currently enjoys. Our prayer and our hope is that as we continue to revolutionalize the administration, which is the hope of every other tax administration across the region, is that we fund government expenditure 100%, but we're currently doing 60%. We want a transparent work process, and that's one of the things we want. And then above all, we want value for money. So as a board and as management of the service, one of the things we want to realize value for the amount of money we put into technology. And I must say, within our journey, we've put in quite a lot of investments in technology that hasn't yielded fruit as much in the past. In terms of I thought to talk about the global and legislative landscape as well. I think it's the same everywhere. Everyone wants to put in some form of technological advancement. So from a Nigerian perspective, we started with the SAP rules, which is similar to your DST rules, in 2019 Finance Act. That was when our SAP rules came into being. We bettered it, but it came into operation 1st of January 2020. Like you as well, we've had challenges with a lot of the multinationals, particularly the guys out of the US. The director technical is here. She will tell you all the lobbies that have gone into killing these rules. But one of the things that we're very happy to announce is this is one of the things that the government listened. Whether they listen to the best, the fiscal advisors, they listen to FIRS, they just listen. So it's more easier for us to make these rules. VAT automation, we have instituted what you call the VAT auto-collect system, but for certain sectors, and we've seen that has become so successful. And it's our hope and our vision that we move into all the other sectors, of the Nigerian economy. We have the interagency data pooling system as well that we're also working on. And then we have our in-house data mining and analysis, where we sort of mine data, to make effective and efficient decisions. In terms of payment channels, our dream is to have a very flexible payment platform that eases payment in collaboration with all the payment platforms, whether it be banks, whether it be, what do you call those new guys? Kuda and Co? Fintech, and all that. So our aim is, we have that much. Our aim is also to do some mobile applications to aid payments as well. Taxpayers information, we want as much as possible. We want to even match your profile on social media, with, your profile, your tax profile. That's the vision, that's the dream. How we'll get there, Billy and Co will let us know. Enterprise management. Our enterprise management system is the back office support that helps us. So our aim is to have like a proper document policy. That's EDRMS, the EDRMS that facilitates our document management. We want it also online. We have a model agency called the CSCS. They're responsible for the stock markets. They have a paperless organization. They're the only government public related entity that has a paperless organization, and they run very efficiently. So we're borrowing resources from them as well to see how they can help us also run the same thing. The aim is to have a paperless FIRS. In terms of our journeys for digitization started from what we call the FIRS modernization framework. And when we came in as a board, we evaluated that and we said to ourselves, we need to move beyond this. And there was a fantastic tool that was developed by one of us, and he's in with us in the room. It's called the Tax Pro Max. So that's our own iTax, like you call it. So that's our integrated tax administration system. Right now, it does everything, like I mentioned earlier, from registration all the way to compliance. But we also still have some carefully selected third-party solutions that do certain things for us as a service. The aim and the plan is to collapse all this system into our project, into our Tax Pro Max. So when you come in, what you just see is the Tax Pro Max solution. At the core of everything we want to do is an end-to-end automation of our tax administration process, notwithstanding. That is the vision. And even as we leave the board, that is what we would also hand over to say, this is the vision. Make sure it's end-to-end. Do not disrupt the process. So that's how you can say all the things, all the beautiful things you want to do, but it's all about plugging leakages, plugging corruption. But once you put in technology and all of that, those things, even though you don't eliminate them, it reduces automatically. We would love to also have the electronic billing system. We've had a lot of presentations from yourself, from the Rwanda Revenue Authority, from our in-house team about this as well. And this is something that we're very passionate about, and we think that as we work and collaborate together, we can learn more as we get ours. A state-of-the-art documentation process, like I mentioned earlier on. We're looking at a tax correspondence portal where it's easy for our taxpayers to also engage with us, just do everything online. Don't bother coming, just stay where you are. It's all about elevating the experience. Use of mobile applications, we're still very far from that, but that's also on the table to say this is how we transit into the tax administration of the future we want to be. Smart offices, that's also our vision. Smart offices, and then further use of data to develop effective and efficient services for our taxpayers. Thank you very much.